Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude with a Fork. My name is Ken. Hope you're all doing well out there in YouTube land. I'm here to talk today about macaroni and cheese and how you can make it from scratch. No, you don't need a box. You probably already have all the ingredients you need in your refrigerator. If you've been making it from the box, I can almost guarantee it. And I also have a very easy shortcut for boiling pasta and making it absolutely perfect. So let's get started. Yes, not the name brand, but this is what most people think of when they think of macaroni and cheese. And I used to be a teacher. I had a lot of kids say, I know how to cook. And I'm like, what do you know how to make? And they're like, I make macaroni and cheese. And I'm like, how do you make it? And they're like, well, we get the box. Now, I'm going to tell you something. These preparation instructions: bring 6 cups of water to a boil, add the macaroni, boil for 7 to 8 minutes, because these are little tiny noodles. Drain, do not rinse, return to pan, add 4 tablespoons of butter or margarine, quarter cup of milk, and the contents of the sauce packet. And of course, we all know that this is not a sauce packet. It's a bunch of radioactive orange cheese. So I mean, it tastes well. It used to taste good. I don't know. So, a few people have told me that the box stuff has not been up to snuff lately, which is why I bought the store brand, because the Kraft one is like $8 million, and this one was like $2 million. So I will try this later and see what I think. But it's very easy. Notice the ingredients. It said you need margarine and milk. Well, I've got butter. I have milk. To make this from scratch, you only need a couple other things. You need macaroni, obviously, and some American cheese. And I'm also going to use a tablespoon of flour. You can leave this out and just use more cheese. But we're going to start with a cup of macaroni. And if you don't want to use macaroni, if you want to use something fancy like cavatappi or rotini, it's not going to be a cup. You need to use a scale and weigh it out. You need 130 grams of pasta, or 4.5 ounces. So the first step, of course, is always, like the box told us, boil the pasta. There's a very easy way to boil pasta where you don't even have to think about it. So I'm going to show you that. I will meet you over at the stove and we'll get this pasta cooking. All right, so over here on my stove, I have a 1.5 quart saucepan that I filled about 2/3 of the way with water. So there's about 1 quart of water, or 4 cups of water in there. And I have brought this to a rolling boil. And here's our super easy shortcut. Okay, I have a timer. I don't know if you can see it. There we go, 14 minutes. All right, it is set for 14 minutes. All right, so we're going to put this pasta in. And I'm going to give that a stir, because the minute you put pasta in water, it likes to stick together because it's starchy. And we don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to give that a stir. We're going to let this come back up to a rolling boil. And it's not going to take long. I'm going to try to avoid spilling water, but I always do. So now you can see it's coming back up to the boil relatively quickly. We have a 4-to-1 water to pasta ratio, so you want at least 4 times as much water as pasta. 6 times even work well. So yeah, now it's come back to a rolling boil. I am going to pop a lid on this, turn this off, and hit this timer for 14 minutes. And when this timer is done, okay, it is counting down now. When this timer is done, that pasta will be perfectly cooked. So I will see you in 14 minutes. All right, and there goes our timer. And that means this pasta is perfectly done. The part I forgot to tell you is do not remove this lid. Don't say, oh, I'll just go check on it. No. It'll be fine. Do not remove the lid whatsoever. Now, I will tell you this. 14 minutes works fine for this particular configuration of my stove, my pot, size here, and all of that. You may have to adjust it if you're doing different quantities or you have a different stove. But yeah, look at this. So this pasta is perfectly cooked. I'm going to grab one here, and oh yeah, it's perfectly cooked. No stirring, no watching, no pasta boiling over. Bring that water to a rolling boil. Put your pasta in. Bring it back to a boil. Slam a lid on it. Turn it off. Wait 14 minutes. Do not touch the lid, and you'll be perfectly done. So I'm going to go drain this. Bring the pot back to the stove. and swap out batteries, I think, because this one is almost done. And we'll get the rest of this macaroni and cheese going. So super simple. All right, so now we need to make our sauce. I'm going to go in with just a tablespoon of butter, just a tablespoon. And where did my spurtle go? Here it is. And I'm just going to move this around. I don't know how well you can see that. We just want to get this melted. We are going to make a roux. Now, the purpose of making this roux is that if you want to bake this macaroni and cheese, and it bakes quite well, this will give you a nice sauce. If you're just making stovetop macaroni and cheese, you probably could just skip the flour and the roux entirely and just add an extra slice of cheese for thickness. I have never really cared for baked macaroni and cheese, and then lately, like in the past year, I'm like, oh, baked macaroni and cheese, that's amazing. So here we go. Butter is all melted. I'm going to go in with my flour. This is going to cook for just a minute. We're just cooking that raw flour taste out and making sure that all those little particles of flour are coated with butter. And I need to bump into things so I can grab the pot. There we go. And you see that? You see the bubbling there is from the water in the butter, because butter is not 100% fat. There's some water in there. So there we go. And of course we're cooking the flour. That's about all it takes right there. It's not a ton of it. So I'm going to go in with all of this milk. I'm going to stir as I go. This is not going to get super thick by any means, but it will get a little thick. Okay, so I just want to bring that up to temperature. And I tell you right now, this is cold enough. That was a lot of milk. It was 3/4 cup of milk, if I haven't mentioned that. I will put this recipe up on my website, and I'll give you a link down below. You can get it with the nutrition information. I'll give you some variations on how to do the baked macaroni and cheese. Some other things that you can add in that are just completely and utterly delightful, like bacon or jalapeno peppers. Although I think you can probably figure that part out. So how hot is this? It's not real hot. I mean, it's warm. Right? So I'm just going to let this get a little thick. You can see it looks a little creamy now. It's not super thin like cold milk is. So I'm just going to start going in here with my cheese. And I could tear these up into little pieces, but it'll melt quickly enough. I'm over medium heat. And I did get a head start on these by opening all the slices while I was waiting for that pasta to cook. And there we go. See how these are just starting to melt? We're getting a nice thick sauce. This is, by the way, how we make a nacho cheese sauce, which I will show you at some point, because it is getting on towards summer, and you can. I mean, nacho cheese is like all year round, but for some reason I think, oh, nacho cheese, good summertime thing. So there we go. A little bit more. Stir, stir, stir. See how it's getting thick? Yeah, there we go. All right. So get our last few slices of cheese in here. Now, I did say this takes 9 pieces of cheese. I got 10 out because while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. I don't want this to boil. While I'm waiting for that pasta to cook, I did eat a slice of cheese. So I know I'm going to do that, so I always get out an extra one. All right, so we're just going to stir, stir, stir. Melt, melt, melt. And we just want to get all of this cheese melted. I've got this on medium-low right now. We do not want to go crazy with the milk sauce here and let it boil because it will break, even though we have a roux in there. So there we are. We're getting this very close to done here. See how easy that was? No packets, no boxes. All right, there's a big chunk of cheese that needs to melt. We'll just keep stirring. Stir, stir, stir. That looks good. Now, when I put my pasta in my drainer, I did stir it with the spurtle because, of course, macaroni is hollow and it'll hold water, and I wanted to get all the water out of it. All right, and there we are. So I'm just going to stir all of this together, and yeah, that's all it takes. There's our macaroni and cheese, homemade. It looks a little thin. You want it to set up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is put a lid on this, turn it off, and just let it sit here for a few minutes, 2 to 3, 4 minutes, just so it can collect its thoughts and get itself together. I will let it do that. I will serve it up. I will meet you at the table, and we'll give this a taste and see what we think. See you then. And there is our homemade macaroni and cheese. It's delicious. It's creamy. It's cheesy. It's missing one thing that I really, really love, and that is a little bit of black pepper, or a lot of black pepper. I have been criticized on this channel for the amount of black pepper I like to put on some things. I stand by that. I love black pepper. So, oh yeah, now let's get that stirred in. Now, I'm in a hurry. I didn't let this sit here for as long as it should have, because it does get creamier and thicker. But oh yeah, so let's just give this a taste. Homemade macaroni and cheese. Oh, it's creamy. It's cheesy. That pasta's cooked perfectly. It doesn't have that weird chemical taste because I'm eating powder. This is almost all you need for a meal, or at least almost all I need for a meal, just some buttered bread. Oh, yeah. That is really good. That is so good. I will tell you this, if you want to bake it, add an extra half a cup of milk at this point when it's still in the pot. Turn it into a baking pan, bake it at 350 degrees for about 25-30 minutes, and it turns out just amazing. But this, like, needless to say, this is also even better the next day, if it lasts that long. It's been a while since I made homemade macaroni and cheese, and I just cannot believe how much I've missed it. So, this is amazing. Yeah, like I said, it's super easy to make from scratch. Forget the box. You don't need it.
And that's it, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Links to free printable copies of any recipes here are down below in the show notes. Please like, comment, or if you'd like to see more of this kind of material, subscribe. As always, please stay safe, eat great food, and power to the proletariat. We'll see you next time.